No errands in here. No fucking errands. All
Yeah.
right, guys. Your boy King Boss, and we got Cody Seared, aka Enchanted Dragon. By the way, make sure y'all go watch his Hogwarts Legacy stream that he's doing. Make sure you guys go just watch his channel in general because he got a whole bunch of stuff coming on the channel. And he got a whole bunch of stuff that he has on his channel in general that you guys missed out on. Definitely want to see Cody when he's live. But let's get into the Elimination Chamber. Like, I have a bunch of mixed thoughts about the Elimination Chamber in terms of certain matches. Like, the women's Elimination Chamber kind of pissed me off a little bit because I don't know if you feel this way, but why is Carmella getting such a push? Like, Liv Morgan gets eliminated. She passes out in the fucking ring. Liv Morgan just passes out.
Yeah.
Raquel Rodriguez seemed to be the favorite, right? Like, I'm thinking, okay.
But that's funny. That's what they had. I feel like she was gonna. I thought maybe she was gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction. Or my pick. If somebody asked me who do you pick, I would have picked Rodriguez because she didn't win the Royal Rumble, and she was
And
the
she's
other.
the strongest one in the fucking ring. I feel like Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, and Rhea Ripley are like the buff motherfuckers, like of the women. And she lost. Like, they literally pinned Raquel Rodriguez by 2 fucking kicks to the head. Boom, kick this way, kick this way,
And
kick this way.
it was like two people that pinned her at the same time. So it's like I don't know.
It was bullshit to me. And Liv Morgan passes out because Asuka and Natalia put her in some type of weird submission, and she fucking passed out.
Yeah.
That one was strange. How they had Natalia, who hasn't done anything in years. No disrespect to Natalia, but she's up and down. Like, to me, to me Natalia and the Bella twins are in that stage where it's like, yeah, you have longevity, but you haven't done much. So it's like I knew Natalia wasn't gonna do anything. So to have her eliminated by Natalia is almost like old talent burying new talent once again. That's what the WWE has a recurring theme of that shit. I
Yeah.
didn't get that one.
It's like okay, but it took two to just to get like pretty much have the Morgan pass out.
So yeah,
Get it? And it was like oh, and then I think Natalia had or somebody had Oscar and a submission move, and all you see is Carmelo just super kicks the person who's doing it. I think it was Natalia. Something happened to your camera. Okay.
but it's still okay. I had to share our. I was just sharing our live, but I was listening to you. I made sure I shared it on Facebook.
Oh, I was like, what the heck happened for a second?
No, no, I was just sharing the fucking live to make sure people can
But
make sure.
no, the thing is like I think it was I think Natalia had Oscar in a submission and Kamala was like kicked her Natalia in the face and like I'm thinking, what is this 2K bullshit? Because
Yeah,
in 2K it's like when you pin an opponent, all you get is the other opponent computer attack you. It's like sense just to have the person tap out and then after that person tapped
but
out the other one.
one thing that I don't understand is you got like the Tory Wilsons of the world and the Mandy Roses of the world that get shitted on for just being sex symbols with no talent, right? But what the fuck do you call Carmella? Carmella's not talented. Carmella can't not wrestle. She cannot. She's just a pretty face. Carmella is not a great wrestler at all. So the fact that they had her hang in there until like the last person, her and Oscar going at it, that was so disrespectful to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez because even though Raquel Rodriguez just got to the main roster, she's a 30-time better wrestler than fucking Carmella. This is the same goofball that was running around with our troops looking for little Jimmy and a 24/7 championship, not but 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's like, I don't understand. And then she was off camera for Ben and came back. It's like I can still the one reason she got married. to the goofball Corey.
Got married to the flirtatious rapist Corey, has a sexual damn assault allegation towards every female. Said that he was a creep in the locker room. Mandy Rose said he was a creep. Uh, Emma said he was a creep. Corey Graves has tried to date every woman in that goddamn locker room. So
Really, I did not know that.
I mean, not to get off topic, but Corey Graves, even there was an incident where he was still married and he was talking to Carmella in the beginning. He forgot he was going through a process of divorce. Already had separated with his wife, but he was still messing with Carmella, and she didn't find out until like his wife said some shit. I don't know, but yeah, it was just messy. But anyway, um, the Beth Phoenix versus Edge and Rhea match was cool. It was all right, but to me, it didn't need to happen because the judge, it's like every initial member has a problem with Edge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. The two popular ones in the Judgment Day is Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. They're the top two, so it would make the most sense for those two to do that. But I don't know, that match is just, I don't know. It just really, it was exciting to me. I like seeing Edge in singles matches, but a tag team match wasn't really necessary for that one, in my opinion.
Well, at least that thing's over because it'd be ridiculous if they keep doing that storyline.
Yeah, that storyline was dying real fast because it's like the Judgment Day. They want the Judgment Day to be as popular as the Bloodline or the Usos and the New Day, but it's really not. I like Rhea Ripley. She is one of my favorite female superstars, but Judgment Day ain't that right now. It's really not. Um, but yeah, I do have mixed emotions about Asuka winning the Chamber. I think it's bizarre because we all know Bianca Superwoman Belair is not gonna lose that title to no fucking Oscar. So you might as well kiss that shit goodbye.
No,
You had a better chance of Raquel Rodriguez taking that belt from Bianca Belair than Oscar. That shit, like when she won, I just didn't give a shit. I just know that's a wasted WrestleMania opportunity because she's not going to beat. It's not even believable as her character to be beating Bianca Belair at this point. And I'm not a Bianca Belair fan at all. You know that. I
if
can't
this,
stand Bianca Belair.
if this was a couple of years back, I think when Oscar was on that winning streak,
Hmm.
then I would say yes, it would be believable
Hmm.
for Oscar to beat uh, Bianca.
Yeah,
But the moment that streak ended, the whole character line changed.
pretty much.
So
That changed, and she's been battling a lot of injuries and being on and off here and there and shit. So it's like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with her character. I really don't follow her like that, to be honest. I really don't watch her matches. But to me,
that's
I thought that was a damn elimination chamber match for a championship. I didn't know that because it's like, okay, then who is Rhea Ripley facing at WrestleMania?
Charlotte.
Charlotte,
Yeah,
but ain't she?
Rhea chose Charlotte to
Is
face,
she at Raw?
and then Raw Women's Champion. So whoever won, like, because Alexa won, she gets to Bianca at WrestleMania.
Right.
They have these other people like it's come out, but you don't have Alexa in it. Okay, I think Becky and Bailey lost the match between Bianca on Raw, and I didn't see that match.
Yeah.
There's still other stars that could have the opportunity to be in that chamber than some of those other.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just think that the fact that Rhea Ripley is, it's just like, I don't know, the way they made these characters. It's like it's not believable for Rhea Ripley. I mean, it is believable for Rhea Ripley to beat Charlotte, but it's like, why give Charlotte the title? I mean, I am a fan of Charlotte. Like I said, she deserved to be champion, but I'd rather Rhea take that belt from somebody else. I'd rather Rhea take the belt from Bianca, you know, and Oscar versus Charlotte, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that just make a little more sense. Yeah.
but it, someone needs to get, in my opinion, get the belt off Bianca for is like the moment she loses it. Oh, we got to put her back on.
Hmm. Right.
Yeah, and I have like these past 2 years, Bianca
That's basically.
wanted
That's basically.
like she won it against she was at WrestleMania against out against Sasha Banks.
Hmm.
That's what she won. And then at the SummerSlam that year, she loses the belt to Becky. Then they did the whole title switch, I think between Charlotte thing. And then the next WrestleMania, Bianca ends up winning it back
Right.
against yeah, Becky, and then Becky tried to win it, but she lost. I think or something on this last summer, and it's still she has it again. It's just even now. It's like it's either Bianca's got to have the title at WrestleMania, or she's got to face for the title at WrestleMania.
I think it's. I don't like Bianca Belair. I don't like her character. I don't like. We've like who cares? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that I think the WWE failed with Naomi, and I think Naomi's character, their projections was to make Naomi a Bianca Belair in the beginning because Naomi was a very athletic woman, and it just didn't go that way. And I think Bianca Belair is getting the push that Naomi would have gotten if her career was, pushed properly. If that makes any sense. And I think they want to run with this as long as they can, similar to like what they're doing with Roman Reigns right now, which it all makes sense. But yeah, I didn't like that match at all. But then you got the men's elimination chamber match, which I didn't really see a lot of, but I seen enough to know that Austin, Theory retained.
Yeah, but all because at the end, like I was limited, and right at the end, it was like, okay, I think okay, the storyline is they're gonna Seth win the title championship back. He's gonna curb stomp. Nope. Then story Logan Paul as Montez Ford is.
Yeah, Logan Paul goes in there and
Yeah, it's like uh, the chamber was open because Montez Ford was injured, and so he ended up being dry as the chamber was still gonna get ready for the curb stomp. Logan Paul comes freaking right in, hops over the freaking rope and clotheslines Seth Rollins, and then freaking ends up doing a curb stomp onto them, and then Austin Fury just did his move and pinned, and that's how it ended in a retain.
it was just dumb to me. That the women's chamber was better than the men's. It's almost similar. It's becoming a recurring thing. It's like the women's rumble was better than the men's rumble. So we all knew who the fuck was going to win the men's rumble, Cody Rhodes.
It was,
It's to the point where it's so predictable where we know, and getting to my other point, WWE is becoming so predictable now that with last night's match, we're going to talk about Roman and Sammy, how that match went, it's almost guaranteed that Cody Rhodes is going to win. And this is why I say that. We all know those. We got those. I call them the brute categories, like the big man categories: Batista, Bobby, Brock, Roman, Goldberg,
mm-hmm,
um, guys like that, right? And what I noticed about guys like Bobby, Brock, apparently, especially Bobby and Brock and Goldberg, they don't allow guys like Sami Zayn to get any offense in. That's what they call it the squash match because it only lasts like 5 minutes, 5 seconds maybe. And seeing that Roman is only one of those, he's the only brute that allows, which is pretty cool in a way. He allows his opponent to get in some offense. Because we knew what the fuck would happen if Brock versus Sami Zayn. He would have threw him all over the goddamn ring and then he would have pinned him in 10 seconds. Bobby Lashley would have put him in a hurt lock. You know what I'm saying? Goldberg would have just speared him and then that was it. But Roman actually gave him some offense. But in a sense, it opened up, and it kind of hurt Roman's character because Roman allowed Sammy to have a shit ton of. That was a real match. That wasn't just Roman just beating up Sammy. Sammy had a lot, in the tank against Roman, and even after the match, they had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn kind of stand tall, so to speak. Like Roman retained, but he didn't win the war, so to speak. Um, so what I'm saying is, if a guy like Sami Zayn can push Roman to distance, they're automatically basically just telling us, hey, at WrestleMania, Cody will beat him. Sammy almost beat him because they had a 3 count. The crowd basically did a 3 count when the ref was knocked out. So Sammy almost beat him, so we know Cody can't, which kind of pisses me off because it leaves us in a situation where it's like his
Well,
Roman's character was so powerful. It's like once he loses, that's it. It's like you can't recreate that same magic again with his character, in my opinion, because this is a beautiful run. I get it. You can't have Roman can't be champion for 17 fucking years because people are gonna get bored with the product. I get that because their favorite superstar is not gonna be champion. I get that. But if it's work for business and if it's creating revenue, then run with it. Because the moment Roman is not champion anymore, nobody's gonna watch. Nobody's gonna fucking watch a Cody Rhodes SmackDown. I'm not. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a damn. You the American Dream's son, daughter, sister. Cody Rhodes to me
it's not.
is he's a great wrestler, but he's boring. He's extremely boring, and he's very overrated.
It,
His character is Cody Rhodes' character is more popular than his ring talent.
it well, it is, and I don't. And even if he wins it, his run isn't gonna be that long.
Exactly, and we talk about that a lot
It
of times.
something like that. Like if so, Roman loses to Cody at some WrestleMania, right? The next pay per view, Roman will re-challenge uh, Cody for the title,
And
or
win.
you have someone else do it, but what try to face him. But I still think Roman will probably getting it back and going back on another run,
Yeah,
unless you got Brock coming back or Bobby Lashley doing it.
but it just like a
Now,
tribal chief at this point. A tribal chief with no championship is just boring. He got to be champion. They got to like we said this when it happened. The dumbest thing that ever happened to the men's division in wrestling is when they fucking merged those titles. That was the stupidest shit ever because it made it where it's like, okay, champion on SmackDown, champion on Raw. Cool. Now both belts. So if Roman loses, it don't make any sense to give him both belts back unless they separate the fucking belts. Because if, let's say Roman lost the Universal Championship, he could easily get drafted to Raw and just win the WWE Championship and be champion again. And it
exactly.
just makes sense. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I think that they should do is because the whole undisputed thing. Why not make if you're gonna do it almost like separate, but make it like two undisputed though, like undisputed world heavyweight universal SmackDown champion, and then you got one that says Raw.
Yeah, and add some more creative style to these championships. These championships are
Yeah,
boring.
it's in two like add like as you said style, add two different style to the two different things, not have them the same. Like look
They just like to change the color of the same fucking belt.
the same, but we're just gonna make this one blue for SmackDown, make this one red.
Yeah,
Make a unique SmackDown uni, undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Championship unique for that brand, and the same for Raw. So it looks different
yeah.
and
So you feel
cool.
like a different champion on a different brand because every brand has a different feel. At least like back in the day, like you knew if you was getting drafted to SmackDown, you're gonna have the big gold world championship. So when you watch SmackDown, you get to see the big gold. You know, when you was watching Monday Night Raw, you seen the WWE spinning championship belt. Every brand had its own unique. The championship had its own personality. You watch ECW, you see the huge platinum belt or the old school ECW logo with the graffiti on it. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah,
was excited to see a different championship. Now they just put this bright ass color with this big WWE logo and let's add some diamonds to it and make it, corporate looking. It just looked like a corporate The WWE is like a corporate sellout of its former self. Like it just looks like a corporate version of the '90s. It's like this version of the WWE versus the Attitude Era of WWE. It looks like Walmart fucking purchased this mom and pop like thing that was going so great that we all loved that kind of had like this rebel vibe with no rules, and like Walmart bought it and just made it all corporate with all these rules, and now it's not fun to work here anymore. That's like WWE now, versus like WWE 30 years ago. It was fun, like as a kid, having this belt and that belt. Now as a collector, like I used to be a championship collector myself, and I'm gonna buy some more belts too eventually, but there's no originality. Like you damn near have to buy the Intercontinental and the United States Championship to feel like a collector, because both of the heavyweights look the same. Unless you're gonna say, "Oh, I got this color, I got that color, I got that color." Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's dumb in my opinion, and I got a funny feeling that even into shit with the Judgment Day and Edge and everything, this is gonna be dragged out because there's a lot of outside interference with that man. You got Dominic poking at Edge and all this other shit, and then Beth Phoenix is now in the mix, and now I got a feeling that they're gonna make Beth and Edge some type of tag team that runs for a little while, and
It's well, it was like it's just about facing uh Austin Theory on Monday for the states championship.
Edge.
Yeah, because
They ain't gonna fucking win that belt because Austin Theory is like that's their boy. That's their guy. It's not gonna make sense for the older talent to beat the newer talent. Now, if it was old school Edge, when Edge was Austin Theory's age, Edge would fucking body Austin Theory. He wouldn't stand a chance. But this Edge, they're at a place right now in WWE where it's like say, if CM Punk were to just come back, right? It wouldn't make sense for CM Punk to be champion and beat Roman Reigns. It just wouldn't. Old talent coming back to bury new talent. What's working, so to speak.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, but my opinion on the Roman and the Sami Zayn fight, like I said, it's disappointing how that went, because it's like
It what? And then it's like at the end, like okay, so your ref gets knocked out or something, and all you see is Jimmy Uso comes in the ring and super kicks Sammy. I'm like, first I'm thinking, okay, how is he here?
didn't they
He
tell him to stay home?
like, well, he might have got permission to cross because so I checked. He didn't last time they were in Montreal
He wasn't allowed.
allowed because of the DOI for real, and this is like in a real statement, not like a storyline.
That was real. Yeah, they got detained for fucking DUI.
Then he was then he just and then okay, so he's gonna stay home because he can't. And I heard something about possibly Jay being there because Jay got permission the one time to be on a house show in like Winnipeg or something. I think it was Jimmy that the one it's he had the DOI, not Jay. But I don't know if they just ended up doing them both. But I seen him coming in. It's like okay, guess I know this guy. Somehow, some way, Jay's gonna come in and two things and either super kicked Sammy as well. And he goes, and then I think it was like, I think Roman was down or getting, no, Roman had a chair because Paul Heyman gave the chair, and Roman just was looking at the entrance and turns around, and Jay just comes up in there and just stands there, and he's like, Roman was talking, and wait, protecting him or something, and hands him the chair. It's the same way he did at the end of Royal Rumble with Sammy. Like,
Mm.
do it. You kill him. So as Jay grabs, doing same way as Sammy's doing, and like, okay, I'm thinking two things: either he's gonna hit or he's gonna back hit Roman right in the back. And like, and he didn't, but Roman just turns around and What he did was saying, pushed him like, "What you doing? Come on, come on!" Like, hit him. If I think if Sammy didn't end up going for the spear, because as soon as Roman turned around and saw it, he moved out and ran to spear Jay. I
Mhm.
felt like, and
Jay
that
would have betrayed him, yeah.
would have turned his back, and
But they yeah, he hit him with the spear, and then that was the end of Jay for that whole segment. He just rolled out of the ring and didn't come back in. And then Jimmy came back in and kind of like cleaned up. And what happened to Solo?
I don't even know where he was.
The fuck is he?
I was expecting him to come out too, and it's like, and my first and my thing, and then I was like, okay, Jay goes out. Okay, he's got to come back in or do something, and then Jamie comes in and does his own back, trying to get Sammy and thing with the chair stuff with no something, but all of a sudden you hear chaos music, and I'm thinking, oh fuck's sake, not this
Like
bullshit.
that
Back to
bullshit is stupid because whenever they best friend, they always backstab each other. They always betray each other. So who gives a shit about this friendship at this point?
so dumb because I think, oh no, this is. I heard someone like, like, oh, they're gonna have Sammy, Sammy, Kevin Owens versus the Usos at WrestleMania, and it's like, no, I don't want to see this. I want to. If I'm gonna see a tag team or something with Sammy, I like to see Jey Uso, both of them go after Roman or some like Jay hitting that whole segment before that years ago. I
Hmm.
don't Kevin Owens and Sammy team up because it's the same thing. I know what's gonna happen. They team up, they face the Usos, whether they win or lose. Boom! At the end, Kevin Owens is gonna power bomb Sammy off the apron or something, betray him, and then it's gonna be the whole them against each other. It's been years. They've been doing it even before WWE, facing, tag teaming each other. There was a document I was watching, listening about Sami Zayn and how his whole career with tagging team with his Generico form,
Hmm.
uh, mask with Kevin Steen, and how they became friends and they teamed up, and then the whole betrayal thing happened, and they faced, and it just went from ROH to Ring of Honor to like Ring. I don't know, I was just Ring of Honor, and to all the way to WWE, and from NXT and stuff. It's like it's been on and off. Tag team, stabbing each other's back, supporting each other, backstabbing each other over and over and over, and it's so annoying. Something
It is.
different.
It's boring, but I thought it was gonna go this way. I thought when Jay came out there, um, I thought um, Solo was gonna like come out there and like Jimmy was gonna come out there and kind of put his back against the wall, saying that you gotta like choose now. And I thought that he was gonna like I thought what possibly was gonna happen, he was gonna hit Roman with the chair, and then Jimmy and Solo was gonna become the new the new tag team, so to speak. And then the next day, it would have made sense if Jay came out with Sammy and Kevin Owens, and they formed a little clique or whatnot. And he says, something like, "You ain't my oos, my brother no more," and you can have the title. And then it goes to Solo by default, and they become the new tag team. And then they do some bullshit where it's like, okay, well, Jay, Kevin, and Sammy's in this new tag team shit to beef with the Bloodline, which would be kind of stupid because number one, like you said, nobody really gives a shit about Sami Zayn. He only popular because he's associated with Roman Reigns. If he wasn't in this angle, he would still be doing his comedy skits that he was doing with Brock Lesnar last year, and so on and so on. So I mean, honestly, somebody pointed this out on YouTube. Brock Lesnar is the reason why Sami Zayn was associated with Roman Reigns in the first place because he told him to fucking fight him that night. Remember that angle when fucking Sammy had a broken neck in a fucking wheelchair with the male nurses and shit? And Brock came back and he like, really? Male nurses, Sammy? Really? When Brock broke fucking Sammy's neck. that really, that's what really started this whole Uso, shit with Sammy being associated with them, was Brock Lesnar telling him to fight Roman. And then he been just kissing their asses for fucking a year now.
Oh, exactly. And it's just, I think it'll go back to being so. The only one I see is Sammy being still popular as of now. If he tag teams with Jay.
Jay, he has to still be associated with the bloodline in some way, form, shape, or form. Because if he just
Whether
goes back to being Sammy, it's not gonna work.
whether it's well, they don't be back, but it has to be, and it's still anyways, it has to be Jay.
Yeah.
And they team up. And then I think it should happen like that storyline. And then later on, I think they should convince Jimmy to join them and then how slowly the bloodline starts to like curate, and the one that's going to be left soon is just Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to flip. What the fuck storyline they made to have Paul Heyman come in the ring and start attacking Kevin
Oh,
Owens?
tapping him on the back. That was dumb. I think that was just the hype the crowd up and shit.
It was like turned. They're like, no, no, no! I had to tell him. He told me to. I love like it's this excuse everything. I love you. Like, please don't hear me.
Yeah, that shit was funny. But one thing that we did not think about that's like plays a huge key factor. I think the reason why Solo didn't get a championship is because the WWE is not trying to strengthen the bloodline anymore because they're about to end it. Because if you think about it, if Solo got the Intercontinental Championship, he beat Gunter, right? And the
Yeah,
Usos are tag champion, and Roman is still, the Universal Champion and double champion, so to speak, right? They will be so powerful that it would not make any sense for all these champions to lose, right?
yeah,
So what makes me to believe, or I think realistically what's going to happen is, I do think that I'm not for sure because anything is possible in WWE, but I do think there's a possibility that Roman drops his belt to Cody Rhodes and he gets it back right away because he's still white hot himself. And I think there is a possibility that Jay like forfeits the match on purpose, or just it's one of two ways. Jay can do the honorable thing by giving his belt to his younger brother to be tag team with Jimmy, or Jay can do some stupid shit and just like lay down or just turn on the Uso and just let him get pinned. Because honestly, we didn't talk about this, but when Jay came out the crowd, I thought he was going to screw. Didn't you have a feeling that he was going to screw Jimmy or like get pinned up or like? Cause think about it, the whole time he was not tagged in. Jimmy was getting his ass whooped. So I said, "Oh fuck! What they're gonna do is he gonna walk off the apron. He gonna turn his back, look back at his brother, and his brother gonna get pinned, and they're gonna drop these belts. They're gonna drop these tag team belts. The only the only thing that changed that is when he tagged him in and he actually fought. I said, okay, so they're gonna retain tonight. But
you
didn't you
talk,
get that feeling that Jay was from the back that Jimmy
you're talking what happened
on SmackDown? Yeah,
last this past the last
but the one before, yeah,
the one they had to run face tag, and then Jimmy like what thinking, okay, Jimmy going in this alone, and
yeah.
then Jay just comes out in the crowd, and then not yeah, and then just they end up retaining because Jay Paul ends up saying the one part, and then Strowman ends up going over the table, and then they did dear not Ricochet didn't say the tag, and it's like okay, Ricochet ends up doing his move, and then Jay ends up hitting his move with it right after, and they won the thing. But it's funny, it's a backstage thing segment too. It's like it's the end, like got you, like you went. Where were you? It's been rough. You in? You out? I don't know. And last night you can see in the corner, Paul Heyman's just peeking.
He's speaking
And
like a fucking weirdo.
we're
And then
peeking.
Jimmy lies to Paul.
Yeah, yeah, and same like Paul. Yeah, Jimmy likes Paul's like brother.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, yeah,
No, he didn't say anything.
no. And then next thing you see, Jay ends up seeing Sammy, and I'm first thinking, okay, that Jay was probably gonna get pissed, like towards Sammy, like, dude, why did you do that? Why did you hit Roman? Why did you betray? Aren't you supposed to be brother? Why did you do that? He just didn't say anything until right after Sammy said, "I acknowledge you," and I did this. Sammy, you better get out with that. I will. I'm leaving, and he just fist bumps him. And then
Right.
that, and you see the segment at the end, just as the thing is saying, like, "Okay, the crowd was happy with you, right? You were right. Your brother's on. Didn't betray you. Like he was there. But we got this thing in Montreal. Stay home because you'll see things you never see on TV that you would never see in your life." And
I I I kind of feel like he was hinting at like they knew that his brother said something to him because like obviously even if you lie, motherfucker, you can go watch last week's episode on fucking Peacock and rewind it. You know what I'm saying? They forget this shit is live. I know it's scripted, but
that's
still, like,
I think they wanted Jim. They wanted this confront you like, okay, you just pretty much lied while talking to Jay, Jay. And then I feel like if Jimmy watched it, you'll probably see in the corner Paul Heyman spying on them, but then you'll see Jay talking to Sammy and fist pumping, and I feel like okay. And I thought somehow there was going to be a segment soon come up, and Roman goes like, okay, so what is this, Jimmy? You said you didn't talk about it, and both of them know, and then Jay, why do I see? And then Jimmy was like, what are you doing talking to Sammy? And
yeah,
then
I thought that somebody was going to interrupt that too, but he just kind of got slick and slid off with that one.
well, like I just felt there had to be a segment. I thought before the elimination, something like that, talking about what happened.
Hmm.
But nothing because there was no Roman segment even on Friday. Only the match just to happen last night, which I feel that either I don't think it'll happen unless he wants it to happen tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. But I feel there's got to be something talk about what happened with Jay on this either the SmackDown coming up because I feel that there's going to be a segment talk where Roman confronts Jay again.
Yeah, they definitely got to address that situation again before WrestleMania. It's going to definitely be addressed. It's going to be addressed on probably Raw or SmackDown. Maybe more likely SmackDown.
I hope it's still. I want to know. I looked. I hope they don't do this whole waiting thing like they did with the after Royal Rumble. It's like what days Jacob?
Because I know a lot of the times Roman, like it's weird. Like Roman has been on Raw lately, but been like absent on SmackDown. You notice that? Like
Yeah,
Roman will be on Raw, but then he'll be like, "Okay, I'm taking a couple days off of SmackDown," and I don't get that one. But yeah, I just think that they need to. I don't know the way they doing this shit. I think this would have made more sense if Roman lost the championship and then shit started falling apart. But he got the championship still, and shit is falling apart before he even
I,
loses it, so to speak.
I think it would have been like more sense if Storm just Jade like hit him in the back, and as he hit him in the back, then I think he ends up dragging Roman to a corner or something. Maybe start being down or dragging, and then he just ends up off to Sammy. Here you go. Sammy hits him one more time with Hulu. He goes into the pin. A new referee comes in. 1, 2, 3. Roman loses, and then that's when it would start a feud again with them, where Roman ends up coming out the next, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, like, all right, I need to address something. One of my family betrayed me. Come out here, Jay, right now. let's talk. And all I see is like, I know you're bullshit. Fucking expecting me. I'm done. You fucking well, you're the reason why fucking this whole family's falling apart. Not us. And the whole thing. Because
I think
it
the most, you know,
for you.
I think the most sad, devastating thing about the bloodline is that the WWE hasn't created a great storyline and a great character like this in so many years that you don't want it to end because once like the bloodline dies down and Roman's character dies down, just like everybody characters does eventually in WWE, they're not going to come up with an original idea for years to come. It took look how long it took to make look how long it took for them to get a Roman Reigns. Look how long it took to finally get a guy to replace John Cena. It took fucking John Cena to me, like in my opinion, John Cena officially walked away from the square circle in 2017. 2017 is when John was really you didn't feel him anymore. Like from 2002 to 2016 he was but he was still there, right? 2016 was like the last year of him being full time.
Well, yeah,
But
it just took. We were talking about Romans, like, and just for him to be that dominant character now, it took about 8 years
it took 8 years for him to be that dominant, and it took the company.
because he was dominant like before the 8 years, but he was only dominant because he was dominant in a group along with Seth Rollins, and that's how. But as a singles competitor,
It just, I think what it was with Roman, I think Roman always had it. Roman's just not a baby face. He's just not a good baby face. Quite
uh,
frankly, he's a boring good guy.
his good guy meter, it just doesn't get him that far.
You got guys like John Cena that could be good guys for 20 years and it works. And you got guys like Roman that can try to be good and it's like, dude, just be a bad guy already.
It's like you're better off as a heel.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I feel should happen with the whole Sega with Jane thing. Because continue on, a couple years ago, it was a whole. That's how the whole reign started with the whole um Jay thing. It started with Jay and Roman facing, and then he comes back, and then
Mm.
the line started reforming in his reign. So it makes sense. Then Dave has to be the one to crack, just be the one to topple everything over.
Pretty much. It does. But it's like as a company, it took them 6 years to create a new Cena. And it took Roman to be a heel to get it right. But it was scary, like when this shit all comes falling down, Cody Rhodes ain't Cena, Orton, Edge material, in my opinion.
So,
Cody Rhodes, it's just like it pisses me off. The fans will cheer for this bullshit, right? They want you to, buy into this Cody Rhodes shit, and not to take anything from Cody Rhodes, but it's like Cody Rhodes to me is boring. It's not going to be as magical as what's going on right now with Roman Reigns. They can't create that with Cody Rhodes because, like you said, Cody Rhodes' character is not believable to be champion longer than Roman Reigns. You
what
gotta Roman has to
isn't
lose it to somebody that's equally as dominant as he is, and that's not Cody Rhodes.
exactly? It's just not. His games unbelievable may be him for a month, maybe two ring. Uh,
I
both.
say 2 months tops.
Oh yeah, like the bonus one. Yeah, that's all wrong. But for that many years as Roman, no, it's not believable because he'll just be losing it to against someone that is more bigger, it's more like in the top, you know, pretty much like Roman is like Brock to Bobby Lashley like that, or even Seth. He can even lose it to Seth Rollins. Like Seth Rollins is probably a more better chance to
If
have.
Dean Ambrose would have stayed having him lose to Dean Ambrose would just be equal to like the same thing. Dean Ambrose would be perfect, a perfect opponent to take out Roman. Dean Ambrose or Seth. But now they got Seth playing this weird character where you think he the fucking Joker and Becky Lynch trying to be Batman. You see that shit?
Oh, the commercial.
Yeah,
That
that bullshit.
I think they did that because the whole Hollywood thing. Because Hollywood is WrestleMania is in Los Angeles, Hollywood. Because they did the whole Batman Hollywood skit. I think you'll probably see some other wrestlers doing a skit for Hollywood because
Well, yeah, because I remember when WrestleMania went Hollywood originally in 2005, they did a skit with a bunch of with Batista, JBL, Rey Mysterio. You know, they
yeah,
did a skit before too. So it's Hollywood again. It's been 18 years since WrestleMania went Hollywood theme. Because the last one was in 2005. So yeah, by 18 years.
and they're just doing that to promote WrestleMania.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, I seen that. Like,
I
I,
just
I swear, if Seth, to be honest, if Seth got into the acting business, he would have played a Joker or something. He pretty much laughs like one.
yeah, I can see him being a Joker or the Crow because it's like they gave him the Crow's makeup or Killer Clown style makeup, but a Joker persona. Like I'm not gonna lie, I prefer the old Seth Rollins when he wore the shirt material when he was more serious. You know what I mean? When he wore that top piece with his attire before he started wearing all these weird colors and dancing with his fucking hands out of his pit and
Oh yeah,
fucking before that era. I like that. I prefer that Seth
that, look,
Rollins.
that one that looks like a kind of shirt
Yeah,
that
kind of
line
shirt vest. Yeah, like a
line.
vest he used to wear. I prefer that Rollins. That was the Rollins that like when he betrayed Roman Reigns in the Shield when he became a singles competitor for the first time. That was actually my favorite version of Seth Rollins. Because that was the when he was that character, Seth Rollins, he was like getting fucking world championships. He was beating Brock Lesnar and shit. Like that's when he was with the Authority. The Authority Seth Rollins is better than this one because think about it. This Seth Rollins ain't fucking won a championship. When the
No,
last time Seth Rollins won a championship? He won it the last time he was like Universal Champion when the belt was red. It was still on Raw.
when he beat Brock.
That was
When,
it. When that was fucking 2018.
I think even like the Beast Slayer. He wasn't the whole set Monday. Then because after that, it went from Monday Night Messiah to all this other gimmicks he had.
All that other shit and yeah, that was the brief time when Seth Rollins was a babyface. When he was a Beast Slayer, he was actually a babyface. Because that's when Dean was losing his mind, attacking Seth every week. And that's when Dean was about to go to AEW. So that had to be 2018. And that's when we thought
Yeah,
Roman was
that was,
leaving for a while because Roman had leukemia. So we thought Roman's character was gone for a while. So then I was like, damn, well, what the fuck's going to happen now? Then Roman comes back as this badass fucking heel, and then there we go.
yeah, because that's the year when Seth Rollins won against Brock as a face. Roman was just leaving that year because of Kimia.
Leukemia, yeah.
Dean was leaving for AW,
AEW, yeah.
and the whole thing with Betray Dean Amble's character turned heel that same year, and then left, and then did that one last match. Uh, it was a house show, and then did one in Raw for the Shield, and then that was done, and Dean's gone to AW. Seth had to do whatever they're playing his character in the singles, and Roman was off until the year at the next like year when
Mm-hmm.
he back at like pay payback. It was a payback, I believe. He came back to face and Braun Strowman and the Fiend for the Universal title, and that's the whole. From there, his reign started.
Yeah,
And
that's when it all started. Right.
that back in 2 years, 2 years ago, 2019.
Yeah, pretty much. It's been like that shit started like COVID, like early COVID stages where like we didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen to the world. And now we're in like late stages of COVID where it's like, oh, who gives a shit? COVID exists, fucking who cares?
Well, that's because it did start during the COVID because I think Roman was. I mean, it started, and then I think he didn't
Roman was originally supposed to do
face.
something.
He was supposed to not one the year it started. He was supposed to face Goldberg.
Yeah, but it had to be Braun.
I think it was. I think Roman had the title, but it was supposed to be Roman versus Goldberg for the title
Hmm.
because Roman didn't want to be near people for safety reasons for his family and stuff and COVID.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
could,
I do remember that. That was the same year that they oddly had a match between Dolph Ziggler and Goldberg. Remember that shit? That random match?
yeah,
That was strange.
yeah, that was the oddest thing about one. That's what's next. That's pretty much it. Like that, and that's the thing. The same year as Edge came back and faced Randy at
Hang,
WrestleMania.
hang on a second, real quick. Let me make sure. I got it. Be right back.
Who's who is it? There it is. You know,
All right, guys, I'm back. Had to run in there real quick. I had to get something for Alexis real quick because she hurt her back at work. So,
like you all
yeah.
right?
Well, she has like a bulging disc in her back. Or she twisted her back. So she was ringing the fucking bell for me to come see what was wrong. So I thought maybe she had fallen or something. So I had to attend to her real quick. But yeah, she's okay, but she's in a lot of pain though. So she's in a room. She can't really do anything for herself. So I have to do everything for her. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, what I was gonna say is, what what do you think so far about, like, in the last minutes of our live stream? What do you think of the Harry Potter Legacy game? Now that we fully completed it, we got a sense of feel for the game, and like we experienced the world of Harry Potter beyond Harry Potter, so to speak, because went to some places that they didn't even cover in the movie verse, so to speak.
Well, no, like you've never seen anything what we experienced in the game.
Does it hold up the expectations to you?
And for the that game, I'd say yeah, like for an open world and stuff, and what you can do. I'd say it did.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of shocked me with all the variations of like hairstyles that they allowed us to have. Like they really let us express us. Because I was, expecting to, be that stereotypical black character with no fucking hairstyle that fit the black guy. The same
Yeah,
shit they did in Red Dead Redemption. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck. Well, I gotta have these weird, goofy hairstyles because they don't know how to do black people hair and shit.
yeah, but then you got at least this one. You get so much hairstyle to choose from, so it's like easy. And the templates and the skins, like it just you can customize what you want, or just
hmm
look at you at yourself.
What I would have liked better if they need to like take the 2K face scan approach because I feel like our characters don't like shit like us. They didn't really have that system to like make your character really feel like you.
Well,
I feel
no,
like our characters have our style, or like you know they they're like similar to us, but they don't look shit like us.
it's well, exactly like they should something like that, and I have face scans and just put it in.
And then I think that another thing that I wish that would have been just a little bit better about Hogwarts Legacy is they allowed you to fight like different enemies, like werewolves, not just wolves, but werewolves. There are fucking werewolves in the world of Harry Potter. There are even vampires in Harry Potter. Like mystical shit that like didn't make it, like should be in the game. Like for example, if you go into the Forbidden Forest at dark, don't go like blah blah. Where like a little note at the bottom of the screen, werewolf sighting. Werewolf is near or some shit. You know what I mean? Kind of like how those senators swarmed my ass for shooting that fucking unicorn. And a lot of people may not know what I'm talking about, but if you go to the Forbidden Forest and you shoot a unicorn, the Senators will fucking swarm you, and you will go into this cutscene with the Senators being pissed and threatening you,
Yeah, or like as in the third movie, how Professor Lupin ended up transforming into
forming into a werewolf.
but I thought I was gonna say something like because I'm heard you mention something about when I didn't. I think you got that point, and I was just beginning, and the party is like, oh, he must be facing some werewolf too, along with these spider. Like I've never seen any werewolf in the game other than these wolves, which is so easy to kill. It's like
Yeah, the wolves were pointless. That was stupid. Like I thought that they was gonna go all out, like with like trolls. They gave you every kind of troll, but just one kind of wolf. They
yeah,
focused more so on the trolls, and the thing is, the armor trolls are annoying as fuck. But it's like I wish that they like I know they had a troll in the beginning of the game, but I wish they like incorporated the creatures in the storyline more than the goblins. Does that make any sense? How in the Harry Potter movies, you felt like the tarantulas was really a part of the story in a
yeah,
way. They wasn't really a part of the main story arc, but you felt the outer world more than you feel in the actual video game in terms of like the creatures and shit. You know, that's the only thing that I can nitpick about the game. Other than that, it's a perfect game. It's just one of those games like when you beat it, you beat it. The side quests don't really hold up. Besides the relationship quests, they hold up because they're intertwined within the story. But once you beat the game, is unfortunately they make these like Spider Man, Batman, Gotham. They making these games now. When you beat them, that's it. Because what they do is they hype these games up for so many years. And for gamers like me and you, when we play these games, we don't take a breath of air at all. We just inhale the video game, and like once we beat it, it's like, what's next?
yeah. It's like okay, okay. Well, there's only side wolves, side quests, but you get finish those. You do more with and the Merlin trials. There's nothing. Once you collect did do everything, you film that collection thing, challenge thing, and do all the side quests, and You or if you want to be the trophy person, try to get every trophy.
Mhm.
Okay, what do you do? Like, there's no more quests. You can't do anything else. You got everything, so you're just going around facing the goblins or trolls or spiders again. There's no level up anymore. Once you reach level 40, that's it. It's
But
done.
they should have had some type of side quest with the poachers, right? I think they kind of did with Natty, but it's like you still walk around and there's like poachers everywhere. They should have it where it's like the poachers like leave finally, because it makes no sense for like the senators to like tell you and Poppy, so to speak, that they'll look after you and everything be cool, but then you go through the forest and it's a poacher fucking trying to shoot you out the air in your broom. And then
Yeah,
they put frogs, big ass dumb frogs in here, and they put a lot of beasts in here, but they didn't put no werewolves in there. That would have made a cool boss fight, a werewolf. Because the boss fights, like we talked about, the boss fights are too easy. Yeah, I
yeah,
didn't feel challenged like on any difficulty. Like I'm not gonna lie, I use every difficulty. I tried on easy. Fuck no, that's too easy. Put it on normal, no, too easy. Put it on hard, it's a challenge, but it's like it usually takes me 30 damn tries on an average boss fight in the video game. I get pissed. Like we both get frustrated when we do this boss fight shit, and I just ran through them. The hardest one was Ranrock. He was the hardest one because he
yeah.
like he kept fucking doing this thing where he like turned into multiple different people. For you as a dragon or some shit, but for me it's like you turn to this person and you think you're fighting him, then it's not, then his health bar is not going down, and then it's like what the fuck. That was just exhausting because then you got to shoot the element bubble, and then the element bubble goes away, and shit was dumb.
Yeah, exactly. And then another thing some of the things I wish they did or added to is one. I wish they would allow us to choose our pet. Like in the whole Harry Potter, people got to choose whether they wanted a rat or a toad, a freaking owl, cat, whatever. We didn't get to choose any pet. We just had a owl sitting near our bed.
It's a fucking owl, yeah.
Where the heck did this come from?
We didn't
Okay,
even pick the fucking owl, and you don't even get to interact with the owl whatsoever. You just get
well,
these letters throughout the game. You get these mail that you got to read to say, "Oh, Professor blah 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 wants to see you," and the blah blah blah, and then you get this little dot where you can go to the quest.
less than involving you to that. It's like I wish they'd had that. Another thing, I wish they had a couple other classes you can do. Like in the movie, there was I seen in the cutscene as you win the house, they did the whole stupefy thing.
Mhm.
You didn't do that.
But
And,
it's like after the first 5 missions, like you didn't feel like a student anymore. You just felt like you felt like the headmaster's spoiled son that just get to run free through the castle. Think about it. It's just like they should have had a game where it's like at a certain time you got to go to the class, or like you get penalized, because that's how it felt in the other Harry Potter games. Like for example, right? I don't know if you played them, but if you played the GameCube old school Harry Potter games, like if you were to like go around the castle at a certain time in restricted areas, there was like this restricted meter, right? That's like you got in trouble by the ghost, or the pictures would tell on you if you like Mr. Filch would see you at a certain area. But in this game, you get to realm the damn other than that one mission with Sebastian when you sneaking through the library at night.
yeah,
Other than that, you can go through the whole castle at night and not get in trouble.
it's because that it was two missions like that. So it's like that mission with Sebastian, they do, and you had to sneak and not get caught, and then the one with learning the Remora spell.
Yeah.
That's the only two. But once you complete that mission, you can go into that area anytime you want.
Anytime, man, you want. Like, dude, I went to the library and looked for those field guide pages and looked for demiguises. I would tear that damn Hogwarts apart looking for demiguises. I didn't even, because, like, here's the thing. When you're in the castle, you really kind of lose track of time. You just kind of like, what only difference, between being outside and inside is typically when it's nighttime, you don't see any other classmates like hanging around. You know what I mean? It's just dead in the castle. So that's why, like, okay, it must be night, because now I can see these stupid demigods. Because at first, I was too dumbfounded to like see a demigod without it glowing, or without the character be like, it's a demigod around here. Usually he starts whispering demigod shit, your character, when it's a demigod around, you know.
And it's somewhere down here. So where is it?
And then they're useless because after you learn a little more shit, it's like not like you can cash them in for currency. You just got them.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
and then there's some other things that should have been in the game, like they should have. There's missing the Patronus spell,
The Patronus. And then it's like, well, technically Hufflepuff got it, but it's like
but
in
even if
order. Yeah.
even right, and even if but I assume like that isn't useless. Even oh, I got to go to see the Patronus spell. You I think oh maybe I'll use it. I got to be Hufflepuff. No, it's more like a cutscene. You gotta ask Ben the cutscene, and the mentors come in, but you're not the one using it. It's the teacher. So it's like, so what was the point on the website to do your wand, your house, and your Patronus if you can't even
Mhm.
have that
Yeah.
third?
It's almost like in order to get the full, they made this game where it's like they want you to play as every like common. What they want you to make multiple characters, make multiple saves, and play as a Gryffindor, a Hufflepuff, a Ravenclaw, and a Slytherin in order to get the full aspect of this video game from every angle. And that's something that everybody's not going to do because I'm not going to replay this shit as a Hufflepuff. I'm just not. I don't want to be a fucking Hufflepuff because if I wanted to be a Hufflepuff, I would have been a fucking Hufflepuff when I first played. If I wanted to be a Gryffindor, I would have been a Gryffindor when I first played, or a Slytherin when I first.
Like, the only way I see we end up doing it, it was just we wanted that trophy. That's
Mhm.
it.
Just want that trophy.
Oh, that's it. It's like you easily get it. All you have to do is wait until you can move around the castle that point in the game. Then you know where the chambers thing is, and it's not like it's locked. You can just go down there and find it, or take that long, and then boom, pop up. Oh well, I'm done with that house. Guess go create a new one. Let's do this house.
Hmm.
Which I learned something last night. If you if you tried it, if you have multiple saves and you try to delete the one on top of that save part when you load in,
Hmm.
it deletes everything.
Oh, so you don't have your wizard account no more?
I do. I thank God my because I did this last time. I'm still trying to figure out how to get unglitch that lock in the greenhouse. Right? I'm like, okay, maybe I have to delete the one that I saved where I glitched in the Ravens common room. And I load into the Ravens common room save thing. I go back to the main menu and I okay, if I delete this, if
Hmm.
that's the only thing it's gonna delete, I'll still have the other ones.
Right.
No, as soon as I delete it, it just says new freaking plots. I'm like, oh fuck's sake. You gotta be kidding.
So they got a new game plus for this game?
No, it's like no, I mean it's just the whole add like a new character thing. So
Hmm.
I'll save like if you do any save point, whatever you have multiple saves and you load and you delete that off the top of the menu when you
Hmm.
log you everything goes. Every,
Wow.
delete it. Thing I'm like, oh my god, I'm bringing on like and I look okay, I've been appropriate loaded like automatically directed into the iCloud. You
Hmm.
practice PlayStation Plus, and I am loading back in the save file from because I didn't save it onto the cloud. I think it's automatic. Thank God it did. And I got my thing back. It's like there was no way that I'm going through that whole game. And
Again, it would, at that point, it'd be like, fuck it. It's not worth it at this point.
I have to that one. I have this my. Why can't I delete this fucking game off my system?
I gotta delete this shit. Fuck it. Yeah, I do the same shit if that happened to me. I'm not playing this shit again at all. There's no fucking way. But yeah, we went 9 minutes over. Typically, we go an hour, guys. Probably end it today. We don't want to talk too much because we got a lot in store for, especially WrestleMania and a lot of other things going on the channel. Um, but in March, make sure you guys are actually in that stream because Cody is streaming Star Wars and I'll actually be there too. Um, but you got anything else to say before we close, Cody?
Yeah. Well, as you said, just join on next month for that stream because you don't want to miss it. especially the people who was part of or your subscribers who actually end up going to my stream should know if they've seen the last one.
Yeah. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Cody's channel. He put the link in there.
I know some.
Matter of fact, actually, when the video is uploaded, you can come back to here and just put your link in the comment section.
Well, it should
under the video.
If I just say, I'll just type this. I'll just say hi. I'm in like the comments right now.
Oh, there you go. So make sure you guys subscribe to his channel, guys. My dog's going crazy. I got to take her out. So make sure you guys turn on those post notifications. Tomorrow is the Chris Brown Psychic reaction. So I will be reacting to that probably at midnight tonight. It depends because music videos are weird. It could be 11 a.m., 12 p.m., or it could be midnight release. I don't know. They haven't, been specific about it. But tomorrow is the Chris Brown Psychic reaction. So make sure you guys tune into that. And other than that, for Cody's channel, he'll see you guys in March. So without further ado, guys, peace out.
Peace, guys.